W. Home. It says crackling candle with wood wick. Wood taps are a favorite of mine. It also has a soft matte jar. It's like a frosted jar. I think that's more correct than soft matte, but that's how it feels on your fingertips. Is that like frosty, soft matte feeling? I love to read before bed because I feel like it sets the whole mood and gets me really sleepy for the night. So hopefully you like the candle and the story. If you do, we can always bring them back. Now tonight's book is a children's book, and the only reason why I say that is because it has the larger font of the text. However, it is a 100-page book, so we will not be finishing it tonight because I think that would be a bit too long, but we can always finish the book in another video as long as you guys would like me to continue. So, this smells so wonderful. As soon as you take off the top, you can just smell the vanilla immediately, and it's not the like artificial vanilla smell. It's that like warm buttery vanilla. I love it. So let's light it. I'm sorry if that was loud. There we go. Okay. This is one of my favorite sounds ever. It's such a beautiful sound. The crackling of wood in a fireplace or a candle. If you don't have a wood burning fireplace and you miss it, because maybe you grew up with one, try one of these wood wick candles. The brand Woodwick is my favorite, but this one is lovely, and it gives you the kind of like the vibe, you know, the sound. Especially around the fall and the winter time. I'm gonna just put this down on my desk as we read. So, for our book tonight, I grabbed when you open it, we have the map. Indigo Plateau is right here. Pewter City is right here. Mount Moon is right here. Celadon City is right here. Cerulean City, is right there. The Sea Cottage is right here. Savon City is right here. Lavender Town is right here. Vermilion City is right here. There's the SSA. Fuchsia City is right here. Seafoam Islands right here. Cinnabar Island right here. Pallet Town right here. And Viridian City right here. This is Pallet Town. This is where Ash is from, and he starts his journey. I have to be very delicate. Page 1, Chapter 1. I am Ash. And Nindorino begins the battle with a horn attack. Oh, but Gengar bounces right back. The TV announcer blared the details of the Pokemon fight. The two creatures were battling in a Pokemon gym. Gengar was a mean-looking ghost Pokemon with glowing red eyes. Nindorino was a tough-looking poison-type Pokemon with a sharp horn on its forehead. Ah, there it is, the hypnosis power of Gengar. Gengar clapped its hands together. Pulsing waves flowed from its hands and surrounded Nindorino. Nindorino swayed, captivated by the hypnosis power. It fell to the ground with a thud. This could be the end of Nindorino. A tall man stepped out onto the gym floor. He held out a red and white ball the size of an orange. A Pokeball. The ball opened and Nindorino disappeared into the ball with a flash of light. Here is Gengar. Here comes Nindorino's trainer. He's recalling Nindorino. Now he can send out another Pokemon to battle Gengar. Now the Pokemon trainer held a new Pokeball. With a great thrust, he threw the ball into the ring. Which Pokemon will he use now? The Pokemon battle raged on. Ash Ketchum watched the fight on his bedroom TV. Someday, he would be on TV, showing the world that he was a great Pokemon trainer. Someday soon. Now that Ash was dead, he could get his Pokemon license. He could travel around capturing all different types of Pokemon. 150 in all. He could use his Pokemon in battle against other Pokemon. Ash grabbed a toy Pokeball and held it above his head. I am Ash, he cried. Mrs. Ketchum sighed. If you can't sleep, then you should at least get ready for tomorrow. Here, watch this. She changed the TV channel, and don't forget to put on your pajamas, she called out as she left the room. A gray-haired man in a lab coat was on the screen. Ash knew him. It was Professor Oak, the world's ultimate authority on Pokémon. His lab was just down the road. Good evening, Pallet, Professor Oak said. Tomorrow is the big day for the newest class of Pokémon students. The professor pointed out to 3 posters on the wall. Each one showed a Pokémon. I'd like to introduce to you Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Each one is available for new trainees. Which one will you choose? Ash turned off the TV. He had the same posters on the wall of his room. Every Pokemon trainer got to pick one of these 3. Before he or she started on his or her journey, Ash had thought for weeks about which one he would choose, but he still hadn't made a decision. As Ash put on his pajamas, he looked at the poster of Bulbasaur on his wall and thought it looked kind of. This is what Ash looks like. Looked kind of like a dinosaur with a big green flower bulb on its back. Bulbasaur is perfect for beginners. I choose you, Bulbasaur. But then there was Squirtle. Squirtle looked like a cute turtle. But Ash knew its water powers could be really strong. I choose you, Squirtle. But what about Charmander? A fire Pokemon with a flaming tail. Imagine what he could do with that kind of power. Ash climbed into bed, but he was too excited to sleep. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander. Ash tossed and turned. In his dreams, he imagined throwing a Pokeball and releasing each one into battle. They were all amazing in their own way. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander. How could Ash choose? Chapter 2. A shocking start. There's Pikachu. Cock-a-doodle-doo. A rooster's crow roused Ash from his sleep. He rubbed his eyes and looked out the window. The sun was already high in the sky. Oh no, Ash cried. I'm late. He leaped out of bed and ran out of the house. Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander. Any one of them is fine. Just please save one for me, Ash thought, as he sped down the road, breathless. Ash finally saw Professor Oak's lab ahead. A long row of steps led. Up a hill to the big white building. At the bottom of the hill, a large crowd had formed. Gary, Gary, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. He was holding a red and white Pokeball. Sorry, Gary, Ash muttered. Mr. Gary to you. Show some respect, Gary replied. Well, Ash, you snooze, you lose. I've got a Pokemon, and you don't. Ash couldn't believe it. You got your first Pokemon. That's right, loser, and it's right inside this Pokeball, Gary said, sneering. And it's the best one. It helps to have a grandfather in the Pokemon business. The crowd cheered again. Gary waved and set off on his journey. Ash's heart sank. Since Professor Oak was Gary's grandfather, he probably did get the best Pokemon. How could I let a bully like Gary beat me? Ash thought, I've got to get one. Ash ran up the stairs right into Professor Oak. So, you decided to show up after all, the professor said. Are you sure you're ready? Of course I'm ready, Ash said. Professor Oak looked Ash up and down. You look like you're ready for bed, not Pokemon training. Ash cringed. He was still in his pajamas. He was in such a hurry, he had forgotten to change his clothes. Blushing, Ash replied, I just got messed up this morning. I was a little late, but believe me, I am ready for your Pokemon. Ash followed Professor Oak up the steps and into the lab. A large room was filled with shiny silver machines. In the center of the room was a silver table with a glass dome on top. Three Pokeballs sat underneath the dome. Ash began to get excited. He was finally going to get a Pokemon. Professor Oak pushed a button and the dome opened up. Ash turned to Professor Oak. I've thought about it a lot, but I'm not sure which one to choose, Ash said. Professor Oak opened up the Pokeballs. They were all empty. I'm afraid you don't have a choice, he said. These Pokemon were all taken by trainers who were on time. Ash was devastated. Does this mean I don't get a Pokemon? Professor Oak hesitated. There is one left, but I'm not sure. There is a problem with the last one. I don't care. I'll take it, Ash pleaded. The professor pressed a button on the table. A small circular plate in the table's center slid open, and a Pokeball emerged. The professor handed the ball to Ash. Here's your Pokemon, Ash. Ash held the Pokeball in his hands. A real Pokeball. The ball opened up. Bright flashes of yellow electric light filled the room. When the light stopped, a Pokemon sat up on the table. its name, Pikachu, the professor explained. It's so cute, Ash said. It's the best one. The professor smiled nervously. You'll see. Ash reached down to pick up the Pokémon. Hi, Peek. A jolt of electricity surged through his body. Pikachu was shocking him. Pikachu is a lightning mouse, said the professor. It's usually shy, but it can sometimes have an electric personality. There is Pikachu and Ash getting electrocuted by Pikachu. I see what you mean, Ash said, still smarting with Pikachu's charge. Professor Oak held out his hands. In one hand was a small red electronic device. In the other were 6 empty Pokeballs. This is your Pokedex, Dexter, the professor said. He gave Ash the handheld device. It is voice activated and can answer all of your questions about Pokemon. It's also your ID and cannot be replaced, so don't lose it. Professor Oak handed Ash the Pokeballs. Use these balls to capture new Pokemon. Thanks, Professor Oak, Ash said. It's time to begin your journey, Ash. Ash picked up Pikachu and followed Professor Oak outside. The crowd was still gathered at the bottom of the stairs, banging on their instruments and cheering. This time they were chanting Ash's name. Ash's mom stepped out from the crowd. I'm so proud of you, she said, hugging Ash. She handed Ash a knapsack. I've packed everything: clothes, clean underwear, your favorite snacks, a clothesline, rubber gloves to do your laundry. Ash blushed. Mom, you're embarrassing me in front of all these people. Listen to your mother. Those rubber gloves she packed will come in handy, the professor said. Why? Ash asked. Rubber blocks electricity, Professor Oak explained. Ash fished the rubber gloves out of his knapsack. With a Pokemon like Pikachu, he was going to need all the help he could get. The next chapter is going to be Chapter 3, Spirit